Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the Infinite Collectibles YouTube channel. I am Adam, co-owner of Infinite Collectibles and the Nascent Toy Collector, which is why you're here today. I'm also co-host of the Blitzkrieg Pop podcast, which is Paducah's very own geek podcast. Right now, currently, Munch and I, one of my co-hosts, Munch, which if you guys know anything about the Blitzkrieg Pop, you already know. Munch is freaking legendary. We are watching football. And we are reviewing game by game the Pittsburgh Steelers season because Munch is a Pittsburgh guy, and it's all in recompense for me making him read classic comic books. But there again, that's all about the Blitzkrieg Pop podcast. This is Nascent Toy Collector, which is something a little bit different. This is my burgeoning collection of action figures, which I'm so lucky that I live in a time when there's lots of throwback kind of things going on with action figures. For example, these badasses, these Hasbro Kenner Retro, I think they're called officially Marvel Legends 375 Retros, and they are amazing. Check those guys out. Look at those, the cards. I mean, every time I do one of these, I gush about this. This cap is one of the most gorgeous cap figures I've ever seen. The card. It's just amazing. And this, 70s Iron Man, maybe early 80s Iron Man, it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite armors. He's got the discs. He has discs on his thighs there. I don't know if you can see that very well, but he has the little discs on his thighs. It's one of my favorite armors. I think Bob Layton maybe designed that. That might be 80s. And then the cap. Just totally classic. And I think, I'm lucky. I'm going to set these guys over here. I think I'm very lucky to live in a time when, retro it's cool. Now that also means I'm getting old, right? Because the shit that was popular when I was a kid is now considered retro. Which these 3.75 action figures, I know it goes without any explanation at all, but that was the size of classic G.I. Joes. And I don't know if that's the reason. I think 3.75 inches is just the size of action figures. Classically. Some are bigger, some are smaller. However, lucky to be alive right now, and MOTU Origins is probably my favorite series going right now. I missed Classics, Masters of the Universe Classics, and every time I see, I watch Spectre Creative's videos a lot, and he's always doing behind-the-scenes stuff about MOTU Classics because he was the brand manager at the time. The thing is, I see those figures and I want them, and I can't afford them. They are just through the roof. So, luckily, I got in at a time, and I think that's part of, because of Brett Lampley, I hope it's okay to say your name, Jared Henson, and my brother Alex. They kind of conspired against me and got me into it. But it's at the right time because I can find these things. These things are available at retail, and sometimes some of it's available to me as the co-owner of Infinite Collectibles, where I can order it at wholesale, which is crazy awesome when that happens. That doesn't happen very often, but when it happens, I'm really happy about it. So let me just go ahead and start this off with a figure that I feel so passionately about. Merman. You guys hopefully are familiar with Merman. Merman is Skeletor's, he's one of Skeletor's right-hand men from the classic Filmation series, which is my favorite series so far. That's hard to say. The Mike Young 2000X series is so well done and so modern. It's hard to beat. But this series just, I really, really, really enjoy the simplicity and the wonder. And it's kind of like watching Filmation for me is like reading Silver Age comics. There's still a sense of wonder, and not everyone's beat down by the world around them. Not that the 2000X series is just beat down, but it's a lot more serious and dire. And, the Filmation series never gets that dire. Anyway, back to Merman. Merman is one of my very favorites, in that he's one of Skeletor's right hands, and he has that bubbly voice. Now, he was played recently by Kevin Conroy on the Revelation series. Kevin Conroy, of course, you'll know as Batman from Batman the Animated Series. But this figure, I never had this as a child. I never had Merman. And now that I'm older and I can, really, because I was watching Masters of the Universe at 2 or 3 years old. Now that I'm watching it as an adult, I really enjoy Merman's kind of. Merman and Beastman are two of my favorite characters because they're always just. I mean, Skeletor's always pissed at. Skeletor's like their dad, and they're making too much noise in the basement, and their dad's gonna come down and tell them to shut up because they've partied too hard. They've left shit out on the snack bar. There's chips in the floor, and they're being too loud, and they're getting told to shut up. That is Merman and Beastman, and for that they earn a very important place in my heart as those kind of children to Skeletor. I love it. I love this action figure. I'm actually really tempted to open him up. I am starting I made a video and I wasn't happy with it, so it got scrapped, and I opened my He-Man and Skeletor from the Origins series, and I have shelves in my bedroom. I have 2 by my TV right now, and on the left is Leonardo and Raphael, and on the right is Donatello and Michelangelo. And I think I'm going to put 2 more shelves up. One side will be He-Man and his closest allies, and then on the other side will be Skeletor and his closest allies. And I'm really, really debating opening this guy up for that purpose because he's got to be right next to Skeletor. Him and, of course, Evil Lyn. Oh my God, Evil Lyn. I've never owned this figure either. I was so pumped when I found this. I actually ordered this off Amazon. And I was so excited to have this action figure. I like that. So they've made 2 versions so far for Origins. And this one's she's yellow skin. And this one's more, I think, accurate to the cartoon. And I just love it. Especially after her arc in the current Revelation series. I mean, her arc is just amazing. The way she, spoilers, but the way she's kind of friends with Teela and all the way to the ending until Skeletor's revealed, and then she's like, fuck you guys, and she just instantly switches sides. I thought that was awesome, although I think there's still more to come with that. I cannot wait for the rest of the episodes of MOTU Revelation. I'm so excited about it. I've never owned an Evil Lyn toy. I've already mentioned this previously in another episode, but when I was a child, all of my MOTU stuff was secondhand. From my cousin, and I don't know if maybe my grandparents or his parents didn't buy him the female action figures, or maybe they were hard to come by. I don't know, because I don't remember having Teela either. But either way, I never had this as a child, and I'm very happy. And this is another one that, if I'm opening up Merman, and I'm really looking for an Origins Beastman, I pretty much have to have Evil Lyn open as well. Which sometimes you can catch these guys on sale on Amazon, and they'll be $15 because our Walmarts here in Paducah never have anything other than Skeletor and He-Man, and it's always a downer. Now I know that here recently Brett found some other figures, but I never ever see anything but those 2 and the Battle Cat from the same series. So that's it. But man, wow, awesome. Still sticking with Origins at the moment. I told myself I wasn't going to buy vehicles. Especially vehicles that are not accurate to the show that I watch, which is, a Filmation. Well, this is, of course, nothing like the Filmation Sky Sled, because in Filmation they put their hands in it. Instead of having little handles. This has little handles. But the thing about this is Prince Adam. I've never owned a Prince Adam action figure. I've always kind of wanted one. And when I saw that he came with the Sky Sled for the Origins collection, I was like, I'm buying a vehicle. I'm so tempted to open this up and just have Prince Adam in the Sky Sled on display somewhere. If I had an office, I don't have an office. If I had one, I think this would be displayed somewhere with He-Man. Because it's very tempting to put this on my He-Man shelf. It's at least Prince Adam in this. And, I guess, so this all goes back to my love of this and a new understanding of it. Because I never understood as a child and even as an adult up until here recently why people like it's kind of like the Superman transformation for me. The only thing that changes is Superman takes his glasses off and all of a sudden he's a different person. Same for Prince Adam. Prince Adam just not wearing pink. He just takes his shirt off and people are like, "Oh, you're He-Man," and they don't notice. Well, what that really is that Filmation was such a cheap ass fucking animator that they decided to use the same animation face, body style, everything for He-Man and Prince Adam when he was supposed to be clearly two different characters. Now, the Mike Young production in 2001 got that right, and it's even two different voice actors. And I believe even the new, even with Revelation, it was done the same way. But at this point, they were saving money. So it was easier to animate He-Man and Prince Adam as the same basic build, and body style, and face, and everything, haircut, and everything. So that's why there appears to be no transformation between Prince Adam and He-Man. Having learned that, I was like, I have to have it. I have to have it. I mean, come on, look at this. Look at that. And then the back of it. The back. Oh my gosh, this artwork. I don't know if this is, I don't know who does the artwork. I need to actually look into that. This looks like Alfredo Alcala, who did a bunch of the old comic books, but I'm not sure. I really, 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 really think this needs to be set up though. And it's called the Jet Powered Rescue Rocket. Even this is amazing. I need the Wind Raider. I don't have the Wind Raider. I know it's available. Like I said no vehicles. Here I am. Right. Okay, let's see. I have one to open, and then I have one that's crazy. So let's go with this one. This is Hero. And if any of you are at the least bit familiar with Masters of the Universe, you're probably going, who the hell is that? And if you're not familiar with Masters of the Universe, you're probably saying, who the hell is that? Well, Hero was the actual planned successor to He-Man that was supposed to, in 1987 or 1988. He was actually in pre-sale catalogs like the Sears catalog in 1987 as the next version, not the next version, but what he is, he's from the past. So he's from the Eternian past, and he's Hero, and he's a mage, and he's actually who starts after King Grayskull. He's the next champion in line. He has this wand here that is his magical power. It's the Staff of Transformation. And honestly, before they decided to go with the New Adventures of He-Man, which is the Space He-Man, this is what they were planning to do. They were going to tell the story of Hero at the beginning of time, and they released the playset, the Eternia playset, the one that's so expensive, that has the three towers, the Grayskull Tower, and it has the Snake Mountain Tower, and then it has the Preternia Tower. And they actually used it in Masters of the Universe Revelation. Again, all the people bitching about Revelation, it just drives, I don't understand it, because they do so well tying all this lore together and making one cohesive kind of thing. I get that people are, I get that you're upset. I get that everyone was upset because we were told it was a direct continuation of the Filmation series, which was impossible. When we first talked about that on our podcast, I was like, what plot threads is there to pick up on? So of course it couldn't be a direct continuation. But what it is it's a multiverse. And Masters has always been a multiverse, so that shouldn't come as a big surprise. I guess where everyone got upset was thinking it was a direct sequel to Filmation, when I don't even think they own the rights to Filmation, so of course it couldn't be. But anyway, this was going to be the action figure sequel to Filmation, to the original line, the vintage line back in the day. And I saw him, and he's in MOTU Revelations. He's in the scene where Roboto and him they reforge the power sword. I was just smitten. I'm smitten by the lore. I'm smitten by the idea. So I said, you know what? I am adding this guy to my collection while I can. He's made by Super 7. He's not a Mattel action figure. These are Mattel figures. He is a Super 7 figure. Super 7 makes wonderful stuff. They make my reaction figures here. The reaction figure of Lino and the Voltron. They make wonderful figures. I highly suggest you guys check them out. I have a TMNT episode coming soon where I'm gonna definitely be showing you some Super 7 figures. Anyway, Hero, I just could not pass it up. I love that they went with like a classic feel for the art. I mean, this was the planned card and everything. Like, they did it. Like, they went all out in reproducing this. He has a mini comic with him, the whole shebang. So I thought, man, what a cool ass action figure to add to my collection that, like I said, is burgeoning. It's beginning to grow, and as such, I had an opportunity, which you guys can see this box, Masters of the Universe. This is a really nice box. PowerCon just happened not too long ago, a couple weekends ago. It was in September. And I've actually had this for a little while, and like I said, I made a video. I made 3 videos, and I just wasn't happy with them, so I just kept not putting them out. So it's been a while. It's probably been a month or 2 since I did my last one, but this is one of the things that I was able to buy. This is the PowerCon exclusive, the Terror of Triclops action figure from the MOTU Origins line that is based on his first appearance in the mini comics from way back in like '82. So what I had to do, I had to wait basically in line online, MattelCreations.com, for a spot at this. I tried to buy the Faker Duplicat and could not get that to work. I had it in my cart, but it didn't work. But I was instead able to, oh my gosh. Instead, I was able to pull this one, which is just, wow. Let me show you that. That's the cover of the original comic, The Terror of Triclops. Really badass. I was able to pull this figure, which is pretty rare. They were available at PowerCon, and then I don't know how many Mattel had on their website available. But this is based on, like I said, his first appearance in the mini comics. And what's so cool is he also has the Warriors ring, which I can't find a whole lot about, although I'm very tempted to wear one because it's so freaking cool. But apparently the original Trapjaw and this figure came with the Warriors ring, and there could be others. I don't actually know because, honestly, I don't remember the vintage line too well. All the toys I played with were loose, so I really didn't see a lot of them, especially not packaged. But this is, he won a fan vote. It says, fan vote a winner. And when I saw it, because I've been reading all of the original mini comics, because Jared Henson was kind enough to give me the mini comic book. I reviewed one, Revenge of the Snake Men, on the Blitzkrieg Pop back in December, and since then I've actually continued reading them. I bought a massive tome, which I should probably be embarrassed about. I'm not, but I bought a massive tome of He-Man comics that were produced by DC. It's an omnibus, and I've been reading the hell out of them, honestly, between reading the New Defenders series. The New Defenders series has been awesome. Thumbs up. But yeah, this thing, I was so lucky. I feel so lucky to have snagged this. Costume's way different on this action figure. His boots are everything about him actually is different, except the fact that he has the 3 eyes. And they spin around. Now, I haven't opened him, obviously. Not gonna. Like I said, this is a very highly collectible action figure. Probably the most collectible thing I've ever actually been able to pull off. More collectible even than my Rise of Evil 2-pack that you saw me open here on this channel with broken shit. The box all crinkled up. Now, this one's not straight by any means, but it's not broken. Gonna keep this box here. I've got to figure out a way to display this guy, because obviously I would love to have him on my Skeletor shelf, but actually, that's too rare to, just to open. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with him. Terror Triclops, though, badass action figure. Really happy to have that one in my collection. That might be the coolest thing I have. And then I have one to open for you that I am super pumped about, because this is definitely going on my He-Man shelf. I will absolutely be putting that there. Let me get rid of that. All right. This is another one I don't remember ever owning. Like I said, everything I have is secondhand, so not surprisingly, I don't remember owning this. But, oh man, as soon as I see it, I'm like, freaking, fuck yeah! As soon as I see him. Oh man, this is, I think I'm going to open this one, take him off the card, because I want him on my He-Man shelf. It is none other than Duncan himself, the Man-at-Arms. Oh my god, that's cool as shit. Look at him. Wow, I love that. He's not a ginger like he is in the cartoon. That's the first thing I noticed here. He has a black. He's like me maybe. I have a red beard and brown hair. Maybe he's the same way. I don't know. But I don't believe so, though. I think he's supposed to be a ginger. And Alex has said before that he has green skin. He absolutely does not. I've seen him sleeping in a bed in a Filmation episode, and he's wearing his pajamas, and his hands are not green. They're just skin colored. So he is not green with a white face. He's actually that's actually all Eternian guards wear this same, and that's another reason why I think I'm going to open this one, is I have pre-ordered the Eternian Guard action figure from Big Bad Toy Store. So I believe it comes with the Man-at-Arms face. So I'm a little more comfortable opening Man-at-Arms and putting him on display with my other ones. I have to find Tila, though. I've got to find Tila. But man, this thing is so badass. He's got his mace in there. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to have him pose with his mace. Shit. Now there's a difference, a variant on the original figures where he has he has red dots on his helmet. Now obviously they didn't recreate that here. This is an Origins figure, as you see, new for $20. So badass. Like I said, Duncan, Man-at-Arms, one of my favorite characters in the Filmation series. It's awesome. He's one of the 3 that know He-Man's secret, along with Orko and the Sorceress. So it's funny. It's always funny watching Filmation when the King Randor will talk shit about Prince Adam, and Duncan's kind of like, oh yeah, he's a fucking turd. I don't know why he's always chasing tail and stuff, because King Randor really gets hot about how careless and frivolous Prince Adam appears to be, and of course he's not. And Duncan knows that. So I really like that dynamic. I really like the idea that Duncan's one of his most loyal compatriots. And yeah, man, I definitely want him on my He-Man shelf. So, wow, I would say I've been kind of busy, you guys. Action figures, they really make me happy. Look at that. These I'm adding to my MOTU collection. Of course, with Triclops over here, which Triclops, he's going to remain in his box. That's just too cool. And of course, the Sky Sled. Oh my God, look at that. Wow. Prince Adam action figure. I love these 3.75s. They're actually called Retro 375s, which I already said, but wow, love it. Also, I thought, and he's just hanging out there. I'll talk more about him next time. Of course, my classic Ram Man. Love it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for watching the show. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I'll be back soon because I definitely have some more stuff incoming. I've got some pre-orders going. I've definitely got some rad TMNT stuff to show you. Thanks for tuning in. Check out our show, the Blitzkrieg Pop Podcast. I'm a little behind this week because I should have recorded today with Eric, but today is my oldest child's birthday, so that takes precedent. Might be a little behind on the next episode, but thank you for tuning in. Thank you for keeping Infinite Collectibles rocking. You guys are the best. And if there's anything, maybe you could tell me something about the Warrior Ring, or just anything. You got any suggestions on what action figures I should pick up next? I don't know. Throw something out there. You guys, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate the hell out of you. I appreciate the hell out of you. Check us out at Infinite Collectibles and keep it geek. Thanks.